Hey guys, what's up? My name's Theo. I play middle linebacker for the Hilversum Hurricanes. That is in the Netherlands, that's in Europe. I'm 9 hours away from where I originally came from, in Portland, Oregon. Time zone wise, took more like 10, 11 hours to fly here, something like that. Anyways, that was years ago. Anyways, going into my 4th season with this team, and now that lockdowns are hopefully on the way out, I have practice tonight, so at the end of this video, we're gonna have practice. This is a Friday video. Every Monday and Friday I do football content on this channel. Every other day I vlog. It's been kind of boring this week. Forgot my camera at home, so I did not take it to the gym with me. And it was very, very rainy on Sunday, so I didn't get any film of, and so it's been rainy and the camera is not perfect against the water. It's good against some water, but sometimes it's very rainy. Anyways, or it's just wholly too foggy. Anyways, so yeah, those line up with our practices on Sundays and Thursdays. So day after Monday, Friday, football video. We are in the middle of the season. We took a winter stop, winter break for holidays and vacations because, you know, the Dutch don't like to be around the cold as much as they can, so they take vacations to warmer places like Italy and Spain. Anyways, so yeah, how the Friday videos go is I start out with comment responses, and then I go into news, which we have some cropped up this week, literally so suddenly. And then we'll be out at Hilversum, out of practice. I have not gotten a haircut, shush. They just opened up recently, and I just have other things to do, like the gym, than to get my haircut. Okay, so back to like 6-7 days ago, answering a lot of football questions. Had a subscriber, Patreon person ask a butt ton of questions on my Football 101 videos, and I answered them all. That was a really long video of verbalizing the comments that I already wrote, basically. Going in a little bit more with hand gestures. But Garbage Man 10 says, you're the best. Thanks. The guy I answered all the questions for says, very informative video. And then I believe, Flash the Best 89 from 4 days ago on my middle shoulder pads. So I had the first ones that I bought from the Pit Bulls, and then I got new shoulder pads as a sponsorship deal way back when I lived in the States, and I used those for a number of years. And then lockdowns came around and we weren't spending that much money, so I bought Zenith shoulder pads. So the middle shoulder pads are Shutt Varsity Flex 4.0s. Those were many years ago, and I've given them to someone here so they could use better shoulder pads because Europe doesn't have a plethora of American football shoulder pads lying around. At least not as much as you'd think. But he says, damn, I'm late in asking questions to the videos from like 2017. The little side pads come off. So he's talking about, like, because the pad thing came down here. As you guys can see, came here. Lens flare right here. Anyways, the pad came down to like here, but it had this little tiny like flippy pad. It didn't come off. I know some of them allow. My Zenith have little pads right here that I can kind of move around or something. So that's fun and whatnot. But no, however, I do remember that those do fold up really easily. So you can get just that little bit more as a wide receiver. As a linebacker, I didn't have to worry about it. As a linebacker, when I use those as a linebacker, I was a defensive back, bad idea. So I went to middle linebacker. So when I used that, I was using those pads, and that's just this. I don't have to go all the way up like this. I mean, yes, picks are nice, batting the ball down, but I can also, it is not very necessary that I grab in a narrow position in front of me. That's a wide receiver, cornerback sort of thing. I'm too busy, doing this thing, so having that little extra padding right there was a bit beneficial for the grabby linesman. But yeah, they did fold up in that one. He also asked if the shoulder pads came with the jersey, and I'm like, no. Those were technically separate, but they came in the same box from the company. Yeah. These are the old shoulder pads. You can probably still find them, but the company does not sell them anymore. So I'm leaving it there because it still is a review, even though, yeah. Patreon supporter says, I'm looking forward to seeing practices. I think it'll help me learn more and more. So I'm going to say this here because we're going to practice tonight. 1, it's dark. 2, it could possibly rain. It's the Netherlands. And 3, I don't know what I'll be able to get. I'm not sure what's set up around the field. Recently, I've been sticking this camera on its tiny little tripod on the ground looking up, and thus I get a lot of field lights. He recently joined the channel, so hasn't been dealing with the practices for years and years out in Hilversum. So I had to tell him in the comment that I don't think I'm gonna get, this isn't going to be a skybox long-term view. If I do record, it's gonna be a long record. I'm not gonna touch anything because I'm not there to film practices. I'm there to do practices. So I set it and forget it. And sometimes I get no footage because I don't watch the camera to make sure that nobody's standing in front of the camera for 15 minutes like a coach. You know, like if I try to line up the camera to be just ahead of the line of scrimmage and like defense is on this side, there might be a coach standing right here, which is fine. I'm not there to record the practice. I'm there to participate in practice. The camera comes after the fact. So mostly it'll be after practice stuff while I'm walking back to the bus. Again, I say I try to, but I don't know. And since we are now at practices, there is timestamps below. You can check to see. I know I went the wrong way for play. I think it's this way. I don't mirror very well. I mirror for me, so it runs across my screen like that. Anyways, but yeah, so some more comments about people signing up or getting used to using TikTok, because I make not videos every day or a bunch of videos a day or once a week. I just make videos when I feel like I have something funny to say. But I do a lot for people who want to listen to it on mute or at a low volume, so I do put sticker words in and try to time them to my voice. So they're like captions, because here in the Netherlands, our app doesn't have auto captions like the States do. There's a lot of features the States have that we don't, like the Creator Fund and ads, DMs from anyone. Moving on to news. Again, practices are starting up. And so practices are starting up. We already had our Flavo game, our first game, Lelystad, and then Groningen, then we had winter break. So how this is going in news is our practice is starting up. That's Thursday, Sunday, so Friday, Monday videos. And it is currently the 20th of January. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 practices until our next game, the continuation of the season. And it will be against the Crew at home. This is our first game against the Crew, technically, because they're in the other division pool. So we only play one game against them, and it's a home game. We played them preseason, and things were awkward. I don't know how attendance is going to last because of this recent time. Lockdowns, people got busy doing other things. You know, our last lockdown kind of suffered our numbers, but then everybody sort of suffered after a while. This was only a month. The last time we locked down really badly from October until like May. And that just, some people were like, yeah, no, I got more on my job. I got a family. We moved. This has only been a month. So hopefully it'll pick right back up with number of people. But then we have numerous games after that, like almost one every 27, 6, 20, 26, 10, 1, 7, 22, 5, 19. Yeah, those are the days. So whenever I start back over, it's a month. But yeah, February till July. June 19th is a playoffs game, and then there's a break, and then June 2nd or 3rd is the Tulip Bowl. I'm not sure why it says 2nd or 3rd. It's probably because they haven't secured the field. So they don't know whether they can get it free on a 2nd or the 3rd. But yes, so we'll have a home game against Crew at the end of February. And then Panthers, which is a moved game. That was supposed to be our first game, was a home game against the Panthers. But the city didn't have our field ready in time because we have a grass field. and it needed to be reseated, and we all know how governments are. There was happened at the beginning of the season, so it got rescheduled, and it looks to be an away game, which is somewhere here in Amsterdam, on March 6th. So there's that. And then after that is Lelystad Commanders, which I didn't play them back in November. We can go over that one in another video if you want. And that's on March 20th. After that, a little bit of news, a new international league has started. Hopefully I'll get more information tonight. If not, this will be your information dump. It's called BNL Football. It's on Instagram, it's on Facebook. You can find it. And it's got like the shield outline with a lion on the inside. Lions, Netherlands, royalty. It's just how they do it. So BNL, Belgium Netherlands League. I'm not sure though. It can technically probably be Benelux, but Luxembourg doesn't have a team. For those of you that don't know, Benelux is Belgium, Netherlands. There's history with those three countries. I know about it. I'm not going to explain it here. And they tend to work in a singular unit in the financial sector sometimes. So Benelux marketing is kind of how you'll see. So Benelux marketing is how you'll see it, or trade within the Benelux area. It's just a thing you see around here. It would be similar to like what you would call the Pacific Northwest. It's just like a collection of three areas that kind of have an identity shared between them. So that's that. Again, Luxembourg doesn't have a team. That doesn't mean nobody in Luxembourg plays American football. They just probably go to a Belgian or a German team. Or maybe in French. I don't know what else is in that area. Or they're just too hoity-toity and don't ever leave their castle up on high. But yeah, so it's BNL, so Belgium Netherlands League, and we will have one away game and one home game. That is March 26th at Isegem, Izegem, Isegem, Tribes, that's in Belgium. And then on May 7th, the Limburg Shotguns will come to us. I don't know how this is going. It's a new thing to try to spin up international play with Netherlands because the AFBN and BAFA, I forget which one it is. Belgian American Football League, probably. It's a weird way to get international competition without having to go through like Team Netherlands and Team Belgium. Belgian Barbarians, I think it is, or whatever, and the Dutch Lions on the international stage. So it's rather than just also having actual friendlies. So it's possible, I'm not sure how this is going. This seems to be a trial run right now, that there can be a BNL league title, a cup, and then there's also the AFBN title, the Tulip Bowl. So yeah, there's that. The Belgian has the Belgian Bowl, but they had some dramas with their teams last fall. Anyways, so that's pretty much what's changed. Yeah, I will chat with you guys out at practice. I'm gonna finish up doing stuff here, make sure I got all my stuff ready. Mouth guard, helmet, shoulder pads and girdle are down there, but I'm just gonna make sure I have everything ready to go. Thread the belt through the pants, we all know that stuff. I think I'm gonna wear my cutter's gloves tonight. I think it's gonna be quite cold weather. Yeah, it's gonna be 3 degrees tonight. I'm gonna be wearing some gloves. Get you guys out in Hill for some. Well, it's sprinkled a little bit. I think we're going to team here pretty soon. My anxiety's going a little crazy right now. After I recorded the earlier bit, I was, for those of you that don't know, I've been having a lot of trouble with my anxiety lately. And I can usually keep it together for the football videos because they're about 20 minutes of footage. But yeah, this feels like it's pushing my limits right now. We'll talk afterwards about an after effect or whatever. But yeah. All right, well, it's dark enough. I don't know if the thing has fully opened or not. I mean, there's a light back there. Maybe I can use the light of the moon? Oh, you're foggy because you were next to my... Shit. You were in my jacket. Beer burps. Don't worry, I have a beer at home. But so I wound up actually continuing out at team for a little bit, but we weren't doing any run plays, and the center was unpresent. So we had effectively one receiver and 3 quarterbacks. So we had Robin and Mikael, and Sean did not have pads on, so he was effectively... Oh, that's a little better. But anyways, so yeah, we're so they were running plays, but we had only one dedicated receiver. But it's always nice to have the quarterbacks run their own fucking routes. But again, Sean DB, he was not running routes because I think he was having a hamstring problem. But since there was no run plays and there wasn't anything really crossing the middle, because it's hard to be in middle and have a free safety when there's not much going on. So it's sort of like if the wideout runs up and does like a post route from 10 yards, it's not my problem. But we had a corner and a strong safety on the 2 receivers that were out there. So we had 4 defenders and 2 receivers. So I basically watched the quarterback there all the time. I mean, that's by and large my job during an empty set. And they did spill out, covered with the DE, whether or not I was gonna, because we were gonna chase him or whatnot, but, not give it away. So do my little read steps, but then the DE doing an edge run and starts chasing him, so the quarterback has to spill out, but meanwhile he's not able to spill out very well because I'm coming in on the other side. I know I didn't get to film anything. We had a lot of sprinkles, and the camera is behaving funky because it's very cold out. I think we're at -1 right now. And I'm trying to get back to the bus station to at least have a protein shake and whatnot. But see? In case I can't get a... But yeah. You guys see those clouds? Probably not. I don't know what shows up on the LCD versus what'll show up tomorrow morning. Oh look, a streetlight. But with the temperature difference and being near my body, in my little jacket right there, it was defrosting, so there's a lot of fog on it. So yeah, I will catch you guys tomorrow. I'm probably going to be doing stuff with Gabriel for sled training. I figured out how to maybe alter the training a little bit and have him, do the third party thing. Based on what Ed was saying for working on my form for whatnot. Because we're doing hip thrusters, and the whole point behind the hip thrusters with a sled is to work on explosivity for tackling or going against the lineman. Like I explained to him months ago on the bag what it was, and that's how we started doing the sled training stuff. So we can modify things a little bit. And whatnot. My hand is fucking freezing holding onto a metal tripod. I will catch you guys tomorrow.